thought, for 8 innings, played extremely well. I thought that Justin gave us one of his best starts of the year and did a great job keeping him off balance. Those 3 pitches, I thought we showed some life offensively, particularly against Weaver, who's a very dominant pitcher and has been. He's got a great reputation. And then we get to the 9th inning, and it got really interesting, especially for us. What happened here last year. So just to find a way to get that win, was huge for our team, and I think it's something that we can build on, moving through the remainder of the tournament here.
We also have players here: Justin Kamplain, Mikey White, and Wade Ross. Questions for coach of the players, please.
Mitch, when Florida State was making that comeback in the 9th inning, can you go through your process on your defensive strategy and changing pitchers and what was going through your strategy, please?
Well, we were, to start out the 9th inning, Justin started at roughly about 115, 116 there, and told him before that we'll give you 10 pitches to try to finish it out. And when the first guy gets the base hit, we kind of felt like that was it for him. And we wanted to go to John Keller, and was hoping John could take us home. We didn't have to use Burroughs, the closer there. And Keller's coming back from an injury, but he's had a couple outings where he's been pretty sharp. So we went that direction, and it was pretty evident he wasn't very sharp today. And so at that point, we had to go right to Burroughs, and we had a couple guys going in the pen, even with Tommy, because it's a tough spot for a freshman, and especially when the crowd gets going. But I thought he was able to regroup after, a tough start and a couple walks, and Stewart gets the big hit, and then even the ball West hit, was kind of trailing away from Salem out in center field, but I thought he did a good job. I thought these guys did a good job to keep going to the mound, to calm him down, and just keep believing that something's good going to happen, because we've been in that spot a few times where it's went the other way. So that was it, really. When you get in those spots, you put the guys and you stay with the guys that you trust that have done it for you all year. And Burroughs has been our guy in that go-to time, and he found a way to get it done.
Mitch, what do you think his mindset was? I mean, talking to him, again, coming into that spot, and then also coming in and walking a couple guys.
Yeah, well, the one thing with Burroughs, he's kind of a fun-loving guy, and he has a really good temperament on the mound. And these guys can tell you the one thing with Sam, that he's one of our best competitors, and he loves being in that moment. Very few players really like that moment, and he has shown through the course of the year, particularly for a freshman, that he likes it. And so I think his mindset was, it's hairy right now, but I've got to make some pitches, and if I do, I've got good defense behind me that's going to work and make some plays for me. And he kept shoving it in there, and even though they put a couple good swings on him, we felt like eventually they'd hit a ball at us, we could make a play, and really that's kind of what it came down to.
You were in the same position last year with the freshman out there, and Dax goes out there and says something, and it didn't work anyway. But when he went out there this time, did he say something different, or do you know what he said?
Yeah, basically it was just to slow the game down. A lot of times, whether they're a freshman or even an older guy, the game starts getting sped up for them, particularly when they're throwing balls and the crowd's into it, and you start to take your focus off of executing the next pitch. And a lot of times when you go out there, you can see today, we went out there a little more than often just to slow it down, just to kind of go back to just, hey, execute, slow the game down, and make your next pitch. And I thought the guys did a pretty good job of that. And, these guys have won a whole bunch of games in the 9th inning, and games just like that. And the crowd plays a major impact when you think about teams hosting and with big crowds that understand that. Anytime that game gets going for them, the crowd impacts it, and you've got to do a good job as a player and as a team to step back, try to slow it down, and get back to executing. And I thought Thomas, in the long run, he did just enough, to win the game for us.
What's the conversation those last two hitters, Stewart and the pinch hitter, come up, and what's the conversation out there with him?
With Tommy, you never know. We didn't might be off the wall, just going out there and talking to him. He'll have something to say. So also, we try to keep it light. We've learned from this year, South Carolina 2-1 ball game on the road in a loud environment. We learned to kind of just keep it light. Don't let things snowball. They kind of snowballed on us today, but for the most part, I thought we kept our composure throughout the 9th inning. Even though we walked some batters, we hit some guys, but for the most part, I thought we handled it pretty well.
How about Justin? What did you see from?
I mean, just filled up the zone, everything, all 3 pitches, he filled up the zone and gave us a chance to, he went deep in the game and we needed it. He's been big for us all year. If we lose a Friday night game, he's always came back on a Saturday and kind of shoved for us. So he knew that we needed this. I mean, win or go home. So he went out there and delivered.
Mikey, can you talk about your home run and giving your team the momentum and getting your lead?
Right, well, after yesterday, we got shut out, so I was just trying to get a pitch I could put in the gap or something like that, so I could kickstart the offense, get on base for those guys in the middle of the order, so they can maybe produce a run.
What was the pitch?
It was a fastball middle in, and just left it in the middle of the plate and put it in one line. Got it there.
What was it like? I mean, considering the way the team played yesterday and the way they played the first 8 innings of this, and quite a polar opposites almost. What was the conversation like after the game or yesterday or before the game today? I mean, it seemed like a drastic difference and just across the board.
You know, I mean, quite honestly, I think it comes down to players at times couldn't count. And there wasn't any rah-rah speech or anything, you know, today. You know, after the game yesterday, there was a few choice words for the hitters. But I think when it comes down to this part of the season, when, you know, you got one heartbeat left, that if you got something to you, you're gonna do everything you can to keep surviving. And I think really that's what it came down to with the guys. They really wanted this game. And, you know, we had a great week of work leading up to the regional, and it just didn't show up yesterday. And today it showed up. But I think, you know, a lot of that is, you know, we have good players. And I think sometimes just it comes down to, I know I got to get it done, buddy. I got to get better at bats. I've got to have more quality in what we're doing. And I thought our guys, you could feel it in the dugout. There was a different vibe, a different energy today. And the guys were in a really competitive mode. And you know, you just credit them today. I mean, it was really about the players just stepping up and finding a way to get great bats, and Justin giving us a great start. And, you know, kept that heartbeat going at least for another day.
Justin, what was going through your head as the game was coming to an end? You shut Florida State down for 8 innings, then you come out, you can't finish the game, and the bullpen starts to, okay, not let it get away. What was going through your head at that point?
Not really much, to be honest with you. You know, the bullpen's been great for us all year, and they have my full confidence. You know, there wasn't a doubt in my mind that Tommy was going to close that game out, so just had full confidence in him.
Mitch, it seems, the night was so eventful, it seems like a long time ago, but I think it was the third or fourth, that error that gets you guys the second run, and you talk about maybe the mentality being different, a whole lot different maybe than from 1-0. How big was that, do you think, just in terms of momentum or the team mindset?
It was big, you know, just right there with, you know, coming off of that too. Wade, it was a terrific at bat, really long at bat, and you know, when you have those long bats and when you have something good following that, you know, whether it's a base hit or an error and a run scoring, it provides that energy that you need. And you know, as a coach, you know that offense always provides energy, and that was the thing. Not only the innings that we scored, but for the most part, we were able to put some pressure on them, you know, throughout the course of 9 innings. And I think when you do that, that really keeps the guys in the flow of the game. And as well as Justin being able to go out there and work some short innings, and we're, you know, they're not pressuring us quite as much. So, you know, the tempo and the flow of the game really was in our favor for 8 innings. And, you know, it wasn't until the 9th that, you know, kind of got on the other side.